New technology can completely change the way we make and enjoy music, is what people said about the radio and television, portable cassette players, the internet, and most recently, AI. Contrary to the popular song, video didn't really kill the radio star, just transformed it. So, is that going to be the case with artificial intelligence in music production? Or are skeptics of the technology really onto something when they say AI will kill creativity? I'm Tomasz Koper, and this is Connected on TaiwanPlus. To help us understand the role of AI tools in the changing music industry, we're joined by Bill Dafflon in San Francisco. He is the CEO and co-founder of Wondera AI, an AI-driven music creation platform. And joining us from Singapore is Anand Roy, founder and CEO of Wubble AI, which enables businesses to generate royalty-free music using AI. Thank you both for joining us. When I was preparing for this interview, I found out that one of you is a musician, while the other once described himself as tone deaf. So then I found that one of your platforms aims to be a music production assistant to artists, while the other is more of a one-stop shop for royalty-free music for commercial purposes. But it was the combination of those two that I found a little surprising. So Bill, I want to start with you. What is your music background, if any, and what is your company, Wondera AI, trying to do?
Thank you for the question. So my music background is basically zero or a complete failure. So I actually come from a family of generational opera singers, and when I was a kid, I grew up in a conservatory, and my parents had me do an audition with every possible instrument, every possible form of music art, and I failed at every single one of them, and I was and then was diagnosed basically with no music talents. Luckily, this being the case, I turned to mathematics and the technology, and hopefully, with my startup, I can fix it for the millions of people who have no music talents.
So is your model, is your AI, is your service trying to help with that, for people who want to make music but have been diagnosed with no musical talent?
I think most of us don't have a lot of music talents. It's a lot of work. I see my parents practicing, singing for decades and decades. It's a very high form of art, and it was a privileged form of art as well. But now it's much more democratized. So my vision is to help anyone and everyone who wants to make music. More people can make music. So expand the scope of people who can make music.
Well, that's great. I love making music, and I don't have a whole lot of talent, so it might be just for me. Anand, so now the audience knows that you are the musician and the co-founder of Wubble. What made you create a platform that some would say could take away work from, your own kind, artists?
I sort of came across the real problem that we're solving with Wubble in my previous job. I was with Disney before this. I'm a Disney veteran. And during my time at Disney, I was running the music group regionally, the Disney music group. And at that time, I just saw what a big problem commercial music licensing is, just how difficult it is for businesses to access music commercially. And there's this entire plethora and this entire sort of architecture of licenses which almost feel like deliberately opaque, deliberately expensive, and extremely difficult to understand. And it was just really becoming a barrier and an obstacle which prevented businesses from accessing music to drive their needs forward. I knew this is a space that is in dire need of disruption. Music licensing in its basic form has been around for 175 years, and it hasn't really changed. So I knew that it needed disruption. And when AI emerged as a frontline technology, I knew this is how we're going to do it. I actually reject your premise that what we are doing at Wubble is taking away from musicians, because we are hyper focused on the B2B use case. We are hyper focused on solving the problem of businesses trying to access music fast, customize music fast within a budget that is reasonable for them. We are an ethical AI music platform, so we work directly with artists and artist collectives, and we pay them for the use of their music uh, fairly, promptly, and transparently. So in many ways, we have now created a new revenue stream for artists that used to not exist before. Furthermore, a lot of the artists that we're working with right now are making more money from Wubble than they are from the music that they're streaming on the mainstream streaming services. We built out Wubble with the intention of it being an ally to the creative ecosystem and solving a very real and present problem. And we think we are succeeding on both counts.
Well, you mentioned how AI can be a transformative technology and disrupt the scene. Well, then let's take a look at the current state of the music industry that AI is promising to shake up. The big three record labels, made up of Universal, Sony, and Warner, maintain a firm grip on the global music market. In 2024, they collectively took almost 70% of all revenue from both digital and physical music sales. So, Bill, are AI tools like Wondera going to change that landscape in any way, the one we just saw? Or will AI-assisted music or AI-generated music not really change the sort of ownership and revenue sharing structures that we currently have?
It is a very deep question. It is a question that we can go on for hours.
Oh, please.
But to answer it, on a high level, so we see that every time there is a major technological shift, right? We have the industry's value chain rearranging itself. We went from CDs to the internet streaming to social media and now to AI. And there are new opportunities each time. New opportunities on the B2B side. There's new opportunities on the consumer side. And at Wondera, we are focused more on the consumer side. I think that is going to be the biggest opportunity, which is where are consumers going to consume music? Where are they going to experience, interact with music in the future with a platform powered by AI? With the music industry here, I think they are still going to be here. I think the new age AI companies are going to work very closely with the major labels and major publishers and artists to create a new ecosystem where the existing songs or existing tracks will earn royalties from AI generation, from AI manipulation, or from AI generated contents.
Anand, in terms of licensing, how likely is AI services like yours? How likely are they to kind of, again, shake up the scene because licensing money will perhaps no longer only go to the big three or the lion's share of it? Do you think it will shake it up dramatically, or are we going to see only cosmetic changes?
See, the hope is that that licensing revenue goes to the people who matter, and that's the artists. I think the way the music industry is right now, there are a lot of gatekeepers and middlemen and organizations who are actually taking away a significant pie of music that should rightfully be going to the artists, to the songwriters, to the musicians, to the actual creators, and that is unfortunately not happening right now. When you look at the way the music industry is, it is the musicians and the songwriters and the artist community who are actually getting paid the least, which is why they are having to tour so much more than they had to in the pre-streaming era. Before streaming, the average artist was making between 27 to 30% of their income from live touring. That number has now gone up to 70%. So like basically musicians, songwriters, artists are now literally having to be on the road all the time just to make ends meet. There is a serious dysfunction in the music industry right now, and with services like Wubble, with services like Wondera, where we are emphasizing the ethical use of music for the deployment of AI technology, and where we are working directly with artists and artist collectives. The hope is that these direct payment pipelines to the artists become more of a norm than an exception, and these payments go more and more to the people who it rightfully belongs to, which is the artists and the musicians.
Well, Bill, to kind of bring up another piece of criticism that I see floating around in different spaces online, are you concerned that lowering barriers of entry for musicians, basically making it easy for someone who, let's say, has no music theory background like myself, and letting them make music, is that going to result in us being, inundated with what is already called AI slop?
It's a very good question. So I think music quality is not really defined by theories or knowledge. It is more defined by emotional connections. And I don't really see AI having a lot of emotional connections yet. That is, AI is a very intelligent tool. It's a tool that's more intelligent than we have ever had, more creative than we've ever had. But it is the person who is the person working with AI, is the artist, is the director of the music. So yes, if you tell the AI to make another indie rock song, it's going to make you a very average indie rock song. But if you have a lot of ideas, you write complex prompt, and then you use the agentic AI to modify, to tailor, to edit after many iterations, may become a masterpiece. So that's what we think. We're not really replacing musicianship. What we're doing is amplifying human creativity and amplifying imagination, so more people can participate to create.
Well, Anand,
Thomas,
yes, go ahead.
Sorry, I just sort of wanted to add a point to that question, and I think that is the question about privilege. Today, being able to perform an instrument, to be able to sing, it is a bit of a privilege. It takes time to sort of buy the instrument. It takes time to sort of master the craft, master the art, which means that a lot of your other needs are being taken care of already. What AI music now makes possible is the true democratization of music creation. Music is a birthright. Every human being should have the capability to express herself or himself with music and give voice to their emotions. That was something that was not possible until the advent of AI and AI music. Now with tools like Wubble, like Wondera, anyone who has an internet connection, anyone who can chat can now create their own music, can create their own song, can give voice to their emotions. And I think that is really, really powerful. This is a truly defining moment in not just the evolution of the music business, but just in terms of human expression and human emotionality. And that is a very big deal. And I don't think we should be minimizing that at all in any way.
No, that is very well said. Music as a birthright. I love that idea. But production companies, big labels that we see now, they will also have access to AI tools. And I can see a future where what is already happening in the movie industry will also happen in the music industry, where we will see fully AI-generated artists that become mainstream. So the last question of this segment to both of you gentlemen, do you feel that audiences will accept that if the big labels try to circumvent the artist altogether by just making one up?
This is actually not new, Thomas. I mean, if you know about Hatsune Miku and the various, and that's just one, and the various sort of quote unquote holographic artists or the artificial sort of artists, they've been around for the past 15-20 years at least, and they have very devoted fan followings. I think the key word that you used just now is that AI is a tool, and that's all it is. You know, with this tool, certain creators will be better at it than others to sort of create music which will find a following, and that is how music has always evolved. You know, when synthesizers emerged for the first time back in the 80s or the late 70s, there was an immediate backlash that, oh, this is the end of music, this is the end of human generated music. But then music has not only survived, but it has thrived with these new sort of influences that technology has sort of brought in. And that is just one example. Technology has always been an ally and a new sort of paradigm for the music industry. And AI is nothing else. There will always be, of course, naysayers and prophets of doom. But this is just another step in the evolution of AI, where fans will find a new source of music. Whether that music is accepted or not will eventually come down to how good the music is, how much it resonates, what the listeners are sort of feeling and responding to. And that in its core form is what music has always been about. I just see this as a natural progression in the way music has been evolving. And AI is just that, a tool.